Mm. Alright. Get my little talk on here. Ready, set, yammer. Ready, set, yammer. Hello, good evening, salutations, greetings. My name is Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. There's a lot of people doing lives right now. Peace Dealer, Michael, he started a live. Jesse's a Boater's talking in a live with a bunch of special guests. Giving their testimony. Hi, Jessica. I get my feelings hurt. I'm like, I want to go on a show and talk about my testimony. I actually did some shit. You know, like, I don't know. I'm not a cool kid. I'm never going to be a cool kid. Hey, okay, we're not supposed to be mainstream, so it's just like, get used to it, bucko. You know? It's just how it is. I've always been starved for affection, because I'm one of those. I didn't get it when I was a young child. And I had to learn how to give it to myself, and yeah, it sustains me. You know, when there's supposedly billions of people on the planet, and it's so very hard to find that people to have an exchange with in real life, you know, for one reason or another. I'm an outsider everywhere I go. Always have been. There's always the new kid, always the weird kid. That's why I always just acted like me, because it didn't matter, because people aren't paying attention to me anyway. You know? They just don't see me. I've actually done that to people before. Like, hello? Like, strangers in the store. Hello? And they're just, like, completely vacant. It's weird. Affection? What's that? That's why I love animals. And they cuddle, and they soft, and they're squishy. Speaking of, one of the critters outside, Lyle, my boy Lyle, he needs to get his nuts cut off. He does. He needs to be neutered. Because I think he's the father of 3. But evidently everybody in around Taos loves critters. So, and some people are going to look at some tomorrow, and I'll get them neutered and stuff. But I don't like that. I don't like that constant procreation. No, we got to fix that. Here you go, Mom. I'll meet in the kitchen, alright? You get her, come meet us in the kitchen. Here you go, girl. What's that? Come on in. Got her? I move faster than Ma. They just changed it's hair washing day tomorrow. We're gonna have a beauty day here at it in the trailer park. We're gonna have pedicures and all kinds of stuff. Benny, come here, lay down, buddy. Naughty boy making bad choices, Benny. Get up there. He's just so bassety. They are freaking stubborn, man. Stubborn. He's a good dog, though. I just get frustrated because he outsmarts me all the time. He like, that one thing that I forget to do, he'll remind me, you should have done it. Yep, that's what he does. Love him like crazy. So I had a good day today. I did. Where'd it go? Tucker's back there on the back, and then Benno's here. Luna's in the kennel down here. I had a good day. I got to take some pictures of a nice family. That was cool. And that's what I do at this. It's beginning. It's beginning. I'm going to do the first one free. I think, even with my photography. I think I'm going to do the first one free. Just to give people, you know. And so this, the ink freaking smeared off. But this one belongs to them, and when we meet again, I'll bring the camera card and put more on it, and then they can take it home and upload all the pictures. That's why I didn't give it to them this time, is because I didn't get to take that. I mean, I only got to take like 5 or 6. So the next time, I'll bring my camera, take another 50, 60, easy. Maybe 100 in an hour or two. I take a lot of pictures. I got snap-knacks. And then they can take them and upload them and do with them what they want. And then if we meet again, bring that camera card and we'll do it again. Yeah. Yeah. That's my vision, my idea. You know, because it takes a couple hours, take some photos, you know. Then people pay me what they think they're worth, and they can take the card themselves, and then they can take the card themselves, and then if they want to have them edited and stuff like that, they could feel free to do that, because I don't edit my shit. They're raw. They're completely raw, but they're cool. People like them. My spirit catches the spirit in others. You know, whatever that spirit is. Whatever is supposed to be revealed. You know, so. Anyway, the song in my ear right now, see, is, it's called Uleo. How I Became the Bomb. Now, the song is the song, see, because everybody's like hates, I mean, I get it, but before I knew about the satanic cult ritual part and all that stuff that they were doing, there's a storyline of Marina Abramovich that I knew before I knew the wicked in her. So I knew her as the artist, as the heart of an artist, right? But the thing of it is when ego, you got enough room, Ma?
Yes, thank you.
Alright. When ego takes forth and spirit gets kicked out, then that's the evolution, as I see it, okay? But how I knew it is, if you listen to this song, this is the song, they put it on Facebook like years ago. That's the first time I saw it, was on Facebook. And it was like, the story was these lovers were separated 20 years ago. And they saw each other, but they saw each other backstage before. They set it up and stage it up to play with your heartstrings, okay? But they like, and what she was doing was at the MoMA, and that's a terrible thing in itself. I mean, you learn these things, you know, you reveal these things, but still, there's still good stuff in here. And what happened was her parents were like high in like the Slavic, like Ukraine, like one of those Slavic countries. I don't remember which one, but like her mom was like a general. Okay, so her mom was the masculine energy. Okay, and then dad was whatever dad bit, but they were so militant. When she slept at night, she was not allowed to turn over. Like, she couldn't move. Like, her mother would bed check, and then in the morning, you better be in the same position. There better not be extra crinkles in the bed, you know. All this just control. The only thing she was allowed to do was her art. Is to go to art class. That's the only freedoms and liberties that she had. And then what she did in art. That's where she got to be free, right? Because she was controlled, right? So then, I think she was like 27. And she left, it was like 10 o'clock at night. She left an art gathering of some sort. And she's a young girl, you know. And like she stopped at like some sort of shop and ran into Ule, that Ule guy. That's not his name, but what the song is about. Anyway, they ran into them, and they had and then they took off to Amsterdam together that night. He's like, "I'm leaving right now. Come with me." And then the mother, who was the general, called the police and said, my daughter's been kidnapped. And they're like, "Ma'am, how old is she?" And they're like 27. And they're like, "No, she's not kidnapped. She's free to go." And she escaped the, you know, control of her freaking wicked, freaking ass, general ass mother. Anyway, So then and then like they had this crazy, like torrid love affair, and that's when things started getting twisted because they started doing the crazy drugs and stuff like that, and they split up, or they were gonna do this thing on the they were gonna do a piece on the Great Wall of China. It was like they'd split up, and then there was like they were each gonna walk from one end to the other in the middle, the Great Wall of China, and meet in the middle, and then decide if they were gonna be together forever or not. And what happened is he was such a slut bag that once they did meet in the middle, he had impregnated one of the guides on his team. So she was like, okay. And then that's when that's where she like dipped out, and then probably became into all that. Oh, dearie. But see, I don't know. I think that's a good story. But it all adds up now in retrospect. I'm like, ooh, all the people that she hung out even back then, and all the stuff that's playing out now, they're just dirty, and they know that they're dirty, and art imitates life, and life, it all circles back around. There is no new. Everything's already been done before. All the words have already been spoken. Sometimes they're just in a little bit of different order, though. Huh. I see it, and I didn't know about that spirit cooking until probably 2 years ago for you. But I knew that it existed because I listened. I know that vampires are real and all that stuff, and all the bloodlines and all that stuff. I mean, shoot, I saw my first snuff films when I was like 13. And I was, that's what happens to all the people. 14. I was like, that's what happens to all the people on the milk cartons. That's what, And I knew that they sacrificed people because everybody in Reading knew what they were doing down the hill from the Sonic Temple at Lost Lanes. Even the little church women would go out there and pray over that area because lives were lost. Who knows what kind, Right down the hill from the Masonic Temple on the 40th parallel. I mean, come on, man. Now it's like now there's so many people that are becoming educated into things that I've known about my whole life. That's to me is what the awakening is. There's darkness in this world, and either people benefit from it and they're causing it and doing it, or there's just people that I don't understand the level of ignorance. Because I've told stories about, like, and people, one of my friends, she's like, Marge, I've known her like 20 years, 23, long time. She's like, she reminds you, you've never been a liar. That's what Mom, Raquel, I want to see if she'll come out and visit one day. Wouldn't that be nice to see Rock? And take her up driving in the mountains and stuff? Going on picnics? Oh, I could take her up to the creek pot. Oh, yeah. I'm like, dude, because there's a place that has pools of water, and I got floaties, and all you need is, I'll tie my leg to a stick on the side of the road. You just need like a few inches, because everybody here goes to the Rio Grande, I think. Is that the river? Yeah, I think that's it here, the Rio Grande. I always read about it in school, but now I live by it. It's a trip. Because I just thought of the Gorge. The Gorge is a big touristy place. Evidently a body was found, and there is a young man that has been missing since March, I think. I've been tracking that story because hasn't been verified. But I was reminded of a story when I was in the Air Force. See, they get these kids, man, that all they do is they've ever done is like play soccer and video games and shit, and they never had to freaking get their own meals, and they're just freaking, spoiled brats, a lot of them, and then they're like, well, I don't want to do this forever, I'm going to go in the military, but they don't know how to be good with themselves, and they get lonely and stuff like that, and Oh, weird stuff happens, and there's a one young man, he was a SP, and it was his first shift. See, I was in AGE, Aerospace Ground Equipment, so we were base support, so we had to go all over and do everything. We were the fix-alls. We're like the handyman of the base kind of thing, right? And then we had to fix all the equipment that people would use to fix other stuff. So, we had a primary role, that was for sure. Our squadron was probably 1,800 people. But my dad asked the commander, because I won an award. I got Airman of the Quarter one year. So I was not a slouch. I just knew it was bullshit, and I didn't want to play the games that were requested. Anyway, so a young man who was a SP. And SPs, cops, military police, they're the second lowest scores on the entrance exam. So, I mean, it's not like you're getting the freaking sharpest knives in the drawer, you know. So, but that young man took his life on his first shift, and we had to bring the Lidalls down so they could, like, check out the scene and stuff like that. And I'll never forget it, because he wasn't in it, but the blood was still flowing. The blood was still dripping. And I was just like, that was his first shift, you know? And who knows, maybe that was his whole plan all along. You know, you never know. Like, I'm going to go, you know? But I don't know. I really encourage people to what has helped for me the most to find peace inside me is being in nature. Just even if it's my little area. Like this morning, I took all the dogs out. I had all 4 dogs, and they were all laying in the sun, in the grass, and I was leaning on my sunning chair. It didn't last a really long time, but I was just like, that's the stuff that does my heart good, you know? Because I've seen too much of that other stuff, you know? I remember Jason, a guy I was in school with in junior high, he was in 7th grade. He was like, I picture that kid, if I were to write a song that was like the Crash Test Dummies, it would include Jason in his, like, an excerpt on him, because he had a couple of siblings. He was older. He was a cool kid, you know, the bad boy. All the girls liked him, and, you know, stoner, you know. I'll never forget it. He was gone for a week because his dad just got up. They were all sitting in the living room watching TV, and his dad just walked up and went into the bedroom, closed the door behind him, and blew his brains out with his family right next door, you know. And he was out of school for a week, and he came back, and he had white Levi's on, you know. And I was like kind of envious of him because, you know. Not that his dad, but he had white Levi's, and that he was a cool guy and he could pull it off, and his dad just blew his brains out. Trip, man. Nobody makes it out alive, you know. And the people that are the scaredest, that are most fearful of taking that last breath, they're the ones that they're the ones that have poverty consciousness, because they're the ones with their grossness and greediness are creating poverty because they have the power to heal it, and they just choose not to because it doesn't look good in their portfolio or some shit. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I always feel so much better when I got stuff to give people. You know? People are so withholding. It's mine! Bunch of Nelly Olsons. It's mine! But it's crazy, and it's gonna get crazy. And all these people, you know, love and lighters, you know, that I see in the chat. What are you gonna do when you're at freaking Walmart and you see somebody having a freaking meltdown crazy thing, or you see somebody ODing on the side of the road, or, you know, all these things that are happening more and more, like real life stuff. What are you going to do when real life stuff happens? That's what we're going to find out next chapter. How are people going to fare in real life world? You know? Because the veils are falling very, 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 very fast. And all the stuff that they've been trying to hide from the public, you can't do it anymore because too many people are putting stuff together, like me and Jesse and, and Zach and, the astrology, and it's World War III is of the spiritual variety. Either people are going to go raise their frequency higher to God, the highest vibrational frequency, love, God, or they're going to be like, no, I don't want that. I'm going to go chill with the Lucy Fairy Tale Theater. And Key Jin. I didn't mention, shame on me. The reporters, we're the old new reporters. So, oh, things are pretty good. They are. I'm thinking about, I'm finally actually meeting people that can help me do some of this stuff I want to do. Because I'm not as, it's just easy. More hands, less work, as they say on Letterkenny. Jessica, you should see Letterkenny. That's a funny show. It might make you laugh. I don't know. It freaking cracks my ass up. The word whimsy, if you are into word whimsy at all, Letterkenny, and I think there's like 8 seasons or something like that. It's on Crave and it's on Hulu. Yep. Hi, Carl. What up? So, did I say that did I say that Lyle, the guy, what happened was, there's cars all over the place. And on the other side of the truck, there's a car. And I know that during the winter, cats live in the car as a shelter, right? So, I was walking, I've seen Lyle come out of it before, so I went over there because I was looking around for him to feed him, and I was like, where's Lyle? And I saw him in there because he likes to sit all over to sit in the sun and lounge and stuff, right? It's like his little apartment. And so I went to find him at dinner time because he's always the first out. He gets the first handful, he always, And so I was like, where you at, Lyle? And so I went into the car, and he was chilling in the back, like with his arm up, just like laying in the sun, just like, hey, what's up? I'm like, do you want food? Would you like to eat dinner, sir? And he's like, and so I went and I got, the food, the bag, and he came out as soon as he heard the bag. As soon as he hears me open the truck, because that's where his food's stored, he came running, and then he ate. And then he took off, and I was letting the dogs out later. I went outside later, and I went back to find him again after he had eaten, and he wasn't in there. And then I looked straight down, and I was like, there's another cat in there. And I stuck my phone in, and I zoomed in, and I took a picture. Lyle's a slut. I should have got him neutered before. Because I don't think you can see it. I gotta turn down the... Is that too dark now? I'll do it. I can do this. No, it's still too... It's too dark. There it is. There it is. Lyle is a father of 3. Or maybe 2. Maybe 1. I think Mom's the slut. Shit. Chasing sensations. So, I guess, though there's all kinds of groups all over the place here that you can get vouchers and stuff. So, that's what I'll be doing next. Because I love critters. But how they do in these rural areas makes my freaking third eye twitch with all the just letting them free and just procreating over. It makes my fucking blood boil because it's bullshit, dude. It's bullshit. It's just that's why we're the ones with thumbs. Vets should not even be charging to spay and neuter. So I guess what that's a voucher's for. But none of them should. Like any vet should. It's a feral cat, you know. And I'll let it back out. But they need to just not just. There's enough. And these breeders, I just want to smack every fucking breeder on the. I don't fucking these breeders. These dogs are so stupid dumb because they're so genetically inbred. So that's your future, people. Are people having kids as much, or are they doing all that in vitro weird science stuff? Now the next step is people, it's like kid a la carte. You want your kid to have brown eyes? Just take away the genes. Boom, your kid has, you know, you're having mail order kids now. That's not what God intended. But the thing of it is, even the muskrat, Elon Muskrat, that dude, he's already putting chips in monkeys because they did it freaking 60 years ago. It's been done. People want to control people. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to control people. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be like, okay, Mom, it's time to change your socks every day. You know, I don't. I want everybody to live free. I don't want to police nothing. If I did, I would have been a dumb cop. I could never make the cut, though, because they're all clubs. You know? They do 4 years, go back home, work in the police department in the town they grew up in, so then they get to just continue to bully the fucking people that they always bullied. It's having a conversation with some people today. I mean, like, and how many drink and drive all the time, but they never get, there's just all this grossness is coming out. But people have benefited from it. How many freaking, you know, how many people, my dad's a cop. Oh, is he one of the good ones? Because one of them I met never. Because how good can they be if all of this other shit happens and they don't rat out their buddies because cops don't rat out cops? Bullshit, dude. But you know, they could rape underage kids and stuff like that, but don't rat out your buddy. Come on, planet Earth. Do better. We're supposed to be the custodians of this planet, and every time a civilization fails, guess what Mother Earth and God do? They say, you know what? Let's just etch-a-sketch these bitches. Shake it up, wipe it out, and start all over again. Yep. And that's about what's gonna happen, because people just don't seem to get it. Earthquakes in Truckee, California. I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous for my loved ones out there. I'm powerless. I am powerless. I am powerless. All I can do is pray for, you know, people see another day. But not everybody does. And everybody has an expiration date. We all got a shelf life, you know. The only thing, it's what we do with our lives. It really matters. How kind were we to people? You know, I mean, I could end up in freaking hell just because I've been a dick to people. Even if it was for the right reason. Who knows? Every day I just try to be a little bit better than I was yesterday, but not as good as I'll be tomorrow. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.